Welcome to the No Quit Living podcast. Our primary objective is to motivate and inspire our listeners to never quit. The reality of life is simple. We all fall. We all fail. At times, we get knocked down. The question is, do we get back up? Are we stronger? Are we better prepared to attain the maximum of our potential? Thank you for joining our No Quit tribe. As you go for your greatness today, never quit. And remember, we rise by lifting others up. Welcome to episode number 341 of the No Quit Living podcast. I'm your host, Christopher J. Worth, and today's theme of the day is Who Are Your 5 People? Our quote of the day comes to us from Jim Rohn. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. The only request we have of you is that you please subscribe to our podcast and please let one person know about our show. We don't charge for our podcast, but our number one objective is to inspire and positively impact at least one person every single show. But for that to happen, we need your help. So please make sure you hit that subscribe button and forward that link on over to a friend or someone in your life that you know could use some inspiration. Over the past 1 to 2 years, I've asked each guest a fun question. If I could seat you at a dinner table with any 5 people, dead or alive, to learn from or level up with, who would you choose? Now, I've tweaked and changed that question up quite a bit, but the foundation comes from Jim Rohn's famous quote, "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." That also happens to be one of my all-time favorite quotes and something that I think is really accurate in all areas of our lives. So as we are quickly approaching our 350th episode, I've received some really interesting answers to that question. Some people have expressed their interest to sit down with family members who have passed, or quite possibly some family members that they never got the chance to meet. What I really like about that question, though, is there are no right or wrong answers. It's a very personal question with a very personal answer. Over the past year, I myself have had the opportunity to be a guest on other podcasts, and a couple of those hosts have actually asked me that exact same question. Last summer, I was actually doing an Instagram Live, and I don't remember exactly which 5 people I selected, but the host turned to me and said, "Okay, you chose 5 men. Now you have to pick a woman." And I selected Oprah. For those of you that listen to our podcast constantly, I think you'll agree that I've tried to continually change and improve the format or its structure. I love hosting the No Quit Living podcast, and although I love connecting with and meeting new people, the thing that I love the most is learning from the incredible guests that we've had the opportunity to have on our show. Quite a few listeners over the past few months have reached out to me via email or social media and actually asked me who my 5 people are. Now, I really thought a lot about that, and my list has changed, and I'm sure it will continue to change and grow over the years. But full and fair disclosure, I have 17 people that are on my list, and they are in no particular order. Michael Jordan, Abraham Lincoln, Martin Luther King Jr., Zig Ziglar, Thomas Edison, Winston Churchill, Nelson Mandela, David Goggins, Michael Phelps, Rafael Nadal, Oprah Winfrey, Kobe Bryant, Elon Musk, Napoleon Hill, Jim Rohn, Bruce Lee, and Henry Ford. Now, when I hear that list, it's very impressive. But when I hear myself rattle off those 17 names, the diversity of who they are and what they did, accomplished, or even invented is unbelievably impressive. But as I shared today, I think it's definitely going to change and grow over time, just like your list should grow and change over time. I think as we go through different phases in our lives, personally or professionally, we gravitate towards different people for different reasons. And I remember since I was a kid, I was always interested in people that accomplished great things, but also those individuals or teams or companies that overcome various challenges and obstacles. I was also incredibly motivated and inspired by those comeback stories, or those people where the odds seem to be stacked so high against them. And someone that comes to mind to me is Rudy, and how everybody told him he couldn't do it, but it didn't matter what other people said. What truly matters is what Rudy believed, but how he believed in himself. And someone that really stands out on that list for me happens to be one of our top 3 answers to the question, Abraham Lincoln. Now, regardless of anyone's political beliefs and where they stand, I think Lincoln absolutely epitomizes what it means to not quit. I'm going to briefly read something in regards to him that really stands out to me. He failed in business in 31. He was defeated for state legislator in 32. He tried another business in 33. It failed. His fiancée died in 35. He had a nervous breakdown in 36. In 43, he ran for Congress and was defeated. He tried again in 48 and was defeated again. He tried running for the Senate in 55. He lost. The next year, he ran for vice president and lost. In 59, he ran for the Senate again and was also defeated. In 1860, the man who signed his name, A. Lincoln, was elected the 16th President of the United States. Now, I hope something I shared with you today made you think. I hope something I mentioned perhaps challenged you to take action or try something that you've always wanted to try. As we conclude today's episode, I'd like to challenge each and every one of you to think about your own 5 people. Who are those 5 people in your life right now that you spend the most of your time with? Do they keep you where you are, status quo, in your comfort zone? Or do they instead bring you down by bringing negativity, fear, or doubt into your life? Or hopefully those people bring you up. They encourage you, support you, and positively challenge you to become the best version of you. But lastly, think about the other side of that coin for a minute. And those 5 people that list you as one of their 5. Which category do you fit in for them? Do you keep those people as is? Do you bring them down? Or hopefully, you bring them up? And we'd like to end today's episode just as we have over the last 100 plus episodes. And remember, we rise by lifting others up. And lastly, to our listeners, thank you. We truly appreciate your time, and we hope our episodes inspire you to keep on attacking life and never giving up. To quote Dr. Norman Vincent Peale, it's always too early to quit.